Hello, everyone. Welcome to Barca News. It is October 25th, 2024, and Bayern Munich have filed a complaint with UEFA against Barcelona. Also, Wojciech Szczesny will not be starting yet, and the Polish goalkeeper has spoken about that. And finally, Jorge Mendes has met with Laporta and Deco to discuss several players. We have a lot to discuss, so let's begin. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the channel. My name is Mo, and this is the Barca News live podcast, where not only do we discuss Barcelona news, but where I also get to interact with you lovely people in the chat section by reading your comments and answering your questions and getting that discussion going. For those of you who will be watching when this podcast ends, I will be putting timestamps in the description and chapters in the timeline in case you do want to skip through the discussion and just watch the news. Having said all that, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment. If you are looking for any Barcelona jerseys or merchandise, make sure to hit the Goal Kits, Kit Bag, or Fanatics. And if you are looking to place any sports bets, make sure to hit the Bet Us. All links are in the description. If you click on them, you'll be helping this channel, but you would also be helping yourself because you do get access to some pretty cool deals and offers and discounts, which otherwise you wouldn't be getting access to without the links. Anyways, having said all that, let's begin with the news. And as always, the first segment of news is 3 bits of short news combined all together, with the first bit being in regards to tomorrow's match. Actually, all of them are in regards to tomorrow's match, which will be the long-awaited El Clásico match, where Barcelona will be facing off against Real Madrid at the Santiago Bernabeu. And, well, it's been announced that there will be no luncheon between the executives of Barcelona and Real Madrid. As you know, it's tradition before each match, the executive directors or the members of the board of directors from each club that are facing each other, they usually have a dinner together or a luncheon together, depending on what time is the match. And while Real Madrid have announced that tomorrow there won't be such thing between the executives of Real Madrid and those of Barcelona. And according to them, the excuse is, they want to avoid the press. They want to avoid pictures being taken of them, etc. Blah, blah, blah. I don't know if that's real, but that's the excuse that they've presented. So instead, Laporta will be meeting with Florentino Perez at the Santiago Bernabeu in the presidential box, and maybe they'll eat there, but no official luncheon, according to Madrid, to avoid the press. And honestly, given how Madrid have behaved in this last few years, including presenting a complaint, suing Barcelona for the whole Negreira case, the whole Real Madrid TV, and with their constant videos attacking referees and putting pressure on them to rule in their favor and against other clubs, including Barcelona. Honestly, I wouldn't even bother having any luncheons or showing up to any presidential boxes. I would completely cut ties with that club, but here we are. So Laporta will be meeting Florentino Perez at the Santiago Bernabeu, and there won't be a luncheon before the match. Now, speaking of Real Madrid TV, they are back at it, ladies and gentlemen. In case you don't know, in case you joined the channel recently, last season, Real Madrid spent the whole year creating videos, documentaries, as they called, bashing the referees. Every time a referee would be assigned to a Real Madrid match, the Real Madrid TV would publish a documentary, highlighting all the mistakes and making that ref look like they were a completely horrible ref that always ruled against Madrid, and poor Madrid, they're victims of bad referee. Well, now they're back at it once again, this time making a video about Sánchez Martínez, who is the assigned referee for tomorrow's El Clásico match, where Real Madrid TV were trying to hint that since Sánchez Martínez attended some refereeing courses offered by Negreira in the past, they're trying to say now that he's somehow corrupt, or he has a relationship with Barcelona, or that he's going to try to rule in favor of Barcelona at the detriment of Madrid. And honestly, I still can't believe that until this day, that the committee of referees, that La Liga, that the Royal Spanish Football Federation continue to allow Madrid to do this, because this, unlike the Negreira case, where there's evidence of zero influence on sports. This is true influence. This is a club bashing referees, calling them corrupt, insinuating that, they rule against them in favor of other clubs on purpose. This is true influence on the sport, because since Real Madrid started doing this, we've seen a change in referees' attitude, where they're more afraid of calling red cards or penalties against Madrid, and where they're a lot more in favor of punishing other teams, because all these referees are feeling the pressure. They see these documentaries. They don't want to be perceived as, being biased. And therefore, they've had this fear going on of ruling against Madrid, and they're more encouraged to rule against other clubs. And this is true influence. And the fact that La Liga continued to allow this to happen is absolutely mind-blowing. And I can't believe a case has not been brought against Los Blancos. But this is La Liga. As we know, they always, and have always favored Real Madrid. Now, the last bit of news of this segment, it's still about El Clasico match, because today Barcelona published a video on Twitter. You see, that's a screenshot from it. I'm not going to show you the video. As you know, the last time I showed you the time lapse of the Camp Nou, Barcelona flagged my video. I appealed it under the fair use. They denied my appeal, and they took all my money away. So I'm not going to show you the video. If you want to see the video, you can go on the Twitter account of FC Barcelona. But they created an AI video where there's this huge glass box in Madrid, in a plaza in Madrid, a known plaza in Madrid, and then it's covered with a big tarp. The tarp gets removed, and inside the big glass box is this giant-sized Barcelona jersey with the Coldplay logo. As you know, Barcelona will be wearing that jersey for tomorrow's Clasico match, where the Spotify logo will be replaced with the Coldplay logo as this part of collaboration that they have with the music giant. And well, they posted that video on social media to promote, of course, the jersey and to promote the Clasico match. And that somehow has caused absolute uproar amongst Madrid fans. Social media are exploding and talking about this is disrespect. How can Barcelona do this? How dare they create an AI video with a Barcelona jersey in Madrid? Hey, ladies and gentlemen, please stop crying. You guys are pathetic. Are you seriously offended by an AI video of a Barcelona jersey in Madrid? We're not even talking about Barcelona doing this AI video at the Santiago Bernabeu, where, okay, I get it. That's your stadium. That's your temple. That would be disrespectful if Barcelona made an AI video with a giant Barcelona jersey inside the Bernabeu. But in the city of Madrid, you guys don't own the city, okay? Your club is located in that city, but you don't know the city. There's other clubs there too. There's Atletico Madrid. There is, I think, Getafe. The Getafe is there too. There's a bunch of clubs there. You don't own that city. Also, are you telling me there are no Barcelona fans in Madrid? Guess what? There are, because as you might recall last season, I showed you a graph that showed what's the team that's most watched per city in Europe. And in Madrid, the team that's most watched there is actually FC Barcelona, not even Real Madrid. So yes, there are plenty of Barca fans in Madrid. So stop crying. You guys are absolutely pathetic. Stop finding reasons to cry, because I don't think there's anything offensive. And Madrid made an AI video of an unveiling of a Real Madrid jersey at, I don't know, Plaza Catalunya or somewhere in the city of Barcelona. There would be nothing offensive about that. If they did it at the Camp Nou, sure. But let's stop finding reasons to complain and cry about, because unfortunately, that's what social media has created now. A generation of crybabies are always finding reasons to be offended. Anyway, so let's do the chat section, and then we will talk about the Bayern Munich complaint that they filed against Barcelona with UEFA. Loner says, I don't know why Bayern have problems with us. It's not like they have any problems with Madrid, who always rob us. I think Bayern should be hostile towards Bayern too. I think Barca should be hostile towards Bayern too. They don't have a problem against us. I'll talk about the complaint in a little bit. It's totally reasonable. I don't want to get ahead of myself. We'll talk about it in a little bit. All right. If that says, yo, bro, get to catch your live stream again, and hope we kick some Madrid ass. Amen, my friend. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your comment. I hope you can catch more live streams. But yes, I hope that tomorrow we unleash a can of ass whooping. And you know what? I'm very, very excited for tomorrow's match. For the first time in a very long time, I'm excited for an El Clasico match. For several seasons, every time there was an El Clasico match, I was constantly worried. I had anxiety. I'm like, oh my God, what's going to happen tomorrow? Are we going to be embarrassed? Are we going to be humiliated? But for the first time, I'm going into this El Clasico match confident, knowing that Barcelona will be able to compete, knowing that Barcelona has what it takes to win and win convincingly and decisively. We could still lose. Don't get me wrong. That's part of the sport. Losing is part of the sport. When you compete against big clubs, there's still a chance of you losing. But I'm not worried. I know Barcelona can compete. And even if we lose, I know we'll be able to compete. And if we lost, it's because, sometimes it just doesn't work out. It happens. But I'm fine. I'm very confident about tomorrow's match. I feel at ease. I feel good. I feel excited. And I haven't felt like that about a Barcelona match in a very long time. Kurt says, good night, Mo, from St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We can't wait for tomorrow's. God's will. Amen, my friend. I cannot wait either. Tomorrow, there won't be a match watch-along because I will be watching the match with the New York City Peña at the Barcelona bar that they have here. So I won't be doing a match watch-along. I'm going to go out with some friends and watch the match. But I will do, of course, a post-match live analysis. All right, let's do one more comment, and then we will talk about Bayern. But Garciano says, I am watching from Nigeria. I'm happy to see how big the channel have grown. I have been here since you had less than 200 subscribers. Wow, that is huge. Less than 200 subscribers. I mean, that's insane, my friend. Thank you so much for your continuous support. And thanks to all of you, people who support the channel with your likes, your comments, your views. I'm very, very, very grateful to all of you. It's thanks to you guys that this channel has grown so much, because I'm not doing anything. I'm just bringing you the news. It's you guys who watch the videos. And, well, without you, there would be no channel. I'll be just some crazy guy yelling at his camera. Anyways, let's talk about Bayern Munich, because the German club have filed a complaint with UEFA because of security concerns. It looks like the Bayern Munich bus carrying the players was attacked by fans. They threw all kinds of objects at it. They threw rocks. They threw trash. They threw all kinds of things, and they caused damage to the bus. And as such, Bayern Munich have filed a complaint with UEFA for security concerns. And of course, that's a totally valid complaint. And it's absolutely shameful that there are Barcelona fans out there acting like this, like animals, because that's what animals do. They hurl things at each other. We live in a civilized society, and there's absolutely no excuse for this behavior. Throwing rocks at a bus with players. What does that get you? Please explain to me. This is the sport. If your world is this small, where you feel the need to hurt members of other teams over a freaking sport, then you need help, my friend. You need serious help. You need to talk to someone, and you need to expand your horizons, because your world is too small where sports occupies that whole thing. So that's all you see. That's all you think about. And to the point where you think that hurting someone from an opposing team is somehow validated. Absolutely ridiculous. And the worst part is that who's going to pay for this? It's the club. It's not these idiotic fans. It's not these savages and animals who did this. No, it's going to be the club, because most likely there will be an investigation. Most likely UEFA will find Barcelona, and Barcelona are going to have to pay money, just like they did in the match against PSG, because some fans were doing the Nazi salute, just like Barcelona had to pay money in the match against Monaco, but because there was also some Nazi-related paraphernalia on behalf of the fans. So these fans should be banned from stadiums, should be banned from matches, because this is absolutely ridiculous. There's no place for this in sports. And most importantly, the ones getting punished is the club and not these idiots. So anyways, that's the news. Bayern Munich have filed a complaint for security concerns. Expect the fine from UEFA, because, of course, UEFA, they're always happy to take our money. All right, let me just close this. My browser just started playing music. Anyways, let's get back to the comment section, and then we will talk about Wojciech Szczesny, his statements, and what he thinks about Flick not starting him. All right, let's see. Kurt says, my predictions are 4-2 or 3-1 in favor of Barca. So 2-4 or 1-3. I was yesterday on the Culé podcast. By the way, you guys check it out. Absolutely amazing channel. And I was asked what's my prediction for tomorrow's match. And I said 1-5. So I expect Barcelona to score 5 goals. Goals by Lewy, Coutinho, and Lamine Yamal. How much each? I don't know. maybe 2 by Lewy and 2 by Coutinho and 1 by Lamine. And then I'm sure Madrid are going to score. There's just no way around it. They have really heavy artillery. They have Vinicius, Bellingham, Mbappe, etc., etc. They have Valverde, who can score from outside the box. So I expect Madrid to score, but I expect Barcelona to score more. My prediction is 1-5. Maybe I'm being too generous. I don't know. I predicted Bayern win to be 3-1. Ended up being 4-1. So I decided to up it a little bit, say 1-5. You guys let me know what your predictions are for tomorrow's match. All right, let's see what else. Skeleton says this will be 4-4 as a Barca fan. You mean tomorrow's match 4-4? I don't know if Madrid has what it takes to score 4 goals against Barcelona. Just because I've watched some highlights of their matches, some replays here and there, and they're playing just awful football. I mean, they're barely squeezing by wins every match. They remind me a lot of Barcelona last season, where they have horrible performances, but somehow, some way, they squeeze a win by 1 goal difference every time. That's kind of how Madrid are this season. Of course, the Dortmund match, I don't think Madrid beat Dortmund. I think Dortmund gave them the match. Like, Dortmund scored 2 goals, and in the second half, they just like parked the bus, and they did not even try to play football. They were just kicking the ball. It was pathetic performance by Dortmund, and completely gave the match away to Madrid. So I don't see Madrid scoring 4 goals. Hopefully I'm correct, because that would be pretty horrendous. Anyways, Jay Langdon says, what's the percentage of Madrid being awarded a penalty? Hopefully none. But with these referees, you never know. And Ramesh says, Barca 4, Madrid 2. Okay, I like that prediction. Aaron says, hi, Mo, watching from Liberia. Thank you for your good work. Wish Barcelona all the success to win the game. No, thank you, my friend, for watching. And yes, I wish Barcelona all the success. Hopefully tomorrow we'll pull another important victory. Because remember, right now, Barcelona are ahead of Madrid 3 points. If we win tomorrow, we'll be ahead of them by 6. And that's a substantial lead, or at least a good lead, especially this early in the season. All right, let's get back to the news, because, ladies and gentlemen, we have to talk about our newest signing, the Polish goalkeeper Wojciech Szczesny, who came out of retirement just so he can help out Barcelona after the injury of Mark ter Stegen. And while it seems that Flick will not be starting him anytime soon, maybe in the future, I don't know, but for now, it looks like Hansi Flick is still counting on Iñaki Peña. And of course, Flick did explain this in the past press conference, where he said that Iñaki Peña has not given him any reason to take him off the starting position and put him on the bench. And I think that's the correct decision. Not because I'm a huge Peña fan. I would feel more comfortable if Szczesny was the goalkeeper. But nonetheless, like Flick said, I don't think Iñaki Peña has given him any reasons to be taken off. He hasn't made, any huge mistakes or blunders where you're like, okay, what is he doing? Let's take him off. And if you do that, if you do take him out for no reason, I think all you would be doing is stripping away his complete confidence. And then when you do need him, he's just not going to perform because of that lack of confidence. So I think the best way to give Iñaki Peña confidence and help him grow into that role is, well, to confide in him, to believe in him, and to be like, all right, I trust you. Go show me what you got. Now, again, I would feel more comfortable with Szczesny, but nonetheless, it's Flick's decision, and I trust Flick. Why? Because he has given me no reason not to trust him. Flick so far has made all the correct decisions. The only one was against Osasuna with the heavy rotations, but besides that, Flick has taken all the correct decisions. He hasn't given me any reason to doubt him, and therefore I don't doubt his decision to continue trusting Iñaki Peña and keeping Szczesny on the bench. Now, Wojciech Szczesny was interviewed and was asked about this. What do you think about Flick continuing to trust Iñaki Peña over you? Well, this is what the Polish goalkeeper had to say. Oh, no, I can't see the slide because I got the live the live logo. All right, let's see. I'm going to try to move that sticker. But Szczesny says he hasn't given him any reason to leave him on the bench. We've talked a lot. I've already told the coach that I'm at 100%, but the team is working well. If it's not broken, don't touch it. If I were in the coach's place, I wouldn't play now either. I will have the opportunity to play later. Right now, the team is working very well. That's the important thing. So absolutely beautiful words by Szczesny. I think great attitude where he says, hey, if it's not working, if it's not broke, don't fix it. It's working well. He completely understands, and he's not bitter about it. He's not trying to cause any drama. He's not like, oh my God, what are you guys doing? I came out of retirement for this. How dare you? He's totally okay with the idea. He understands Flick's position that, you know, Iñaki's doing his job. The team is working out. Why mess up that? And that's the true attitude of an athlete who's here to help and who's not here for his own personal glory. Because if he was here for his personal glory, he would be complaining. You know, I came out of retirement. How dare you not give to me? And no, he is not putting himself ahead of the team. He's putting the team ahead of himself, saying, look, if the team is working, keep it working. At the end of the day, that's the goal. That's the point, right? For Barcelona to succeed, for the team to work well. And if that costs him a starting position, he's okay with that. Why? Because he truly is here to help Barcelona. So as long as Barcelona is doing great, Szczesny's happy, even if it means he's on the bench. So great attitude by the Polish goalkeeper, who, again, it looks like we're still not going to see him yet. We'll see when, and we'll see if as well. All right, let's get back to the chat section, and then we will talk about Jorge Mendes' meeting with Gian Laporta and with our sporting director, Deco. All right. Reshma says, Mo, let's hope they use that money to buy a good left winger. I hope so, my friend, because they took the entire revenue from the podcast, which is kind of messed up. I understand the flag, the copyright flag. I understand taking the profits, but the whole profits, because the podcast was 40 minutes long. The timeline, the lapse was only 2 minutes long. So, but they still took the revenue for the other 38 minutes, which had nothing to do with the time lapse, and where I was talking about completely other topics. So, but it is what it is, considering my donation to Barcelona. Not like they need any more of my donation. I've spent so much money on merchandise and jerseys and things, but whatever. Here's another donation. Enjoy. If that says, I really wanted to see the matchup between Vini and Kunde and between Casado and Valverde. Amen. Amen, my friend. Tomorrow's going to be a good game, and I'm very excited for it. I'm very, very excited for it, and I'm looking forward to it. All right, Yummy Dot. It says, hey, Mo, if anything scares you about El Clasico, what is it? I would say Modric. Modric scares me a little bit. I think ever since Kroos left, Madrid's midfield has been in shambles. It's just not balanced. It's really not a balanced team. They have a lot of heavy artillery in the front, but there's no balance in the midfield where to link the attack with their defense and balance it out. But it looks like Modric could start tomorrow, and Modric worries me because Modric is a great midfielder. He's great at filtering those passes behind the defenders. And since we do like to play with the high line, I'm scared of what kind of damage Modric can do with his passes. That's the only thing that worries me. Besides that, again, I'm very, very, very confident about tomorrow's match. Not that we're going to win, but that we're going to be able to show face, to compete, to do well. And then, of course, if we end up winning, I'll be super happy. If not, as long as we compete, I'm still happy. All right, let's see. Ishmael says, hey, Mo, here in South Africa, we have Ismail Munir. Please tell Barca to come and take him before Orlando Pirates and Kaizer Chiefs destroy him. I've never heard of him. I'll check him out. But if the MLS is looking at him, I guess he's not as good as Barca level. Because let's be honest, the MLS is way, way below the level of La Liga. And if you are a player who's good enough for the MLS, most likely you're not going to be good enough for Barcelona. I could be wrong. Again, I don't know anything about this guy, but I'll definitely check him out. McCoy says, Real Madrid are crybabies and they get the most help from referees. I hope Flick and the boys give them no less than 5 tomorrow. Put us, excuse my language. I hope so too, my friend. Manita will be really awesome tomorrow. Aaron says, hi, Mo. I'm watching you from Liberia. Thank you for your good work. Trust me, by God grace, Barcelona's going to win 7-0. Keep it in mind. I don't know about 7-0, but hopefully we win tomorrow and we win convincingly. Loner Colette says Messi will play in a few hours. It's a knockout game, I guess. I don't know the language. The league works in the States. Yes, it is. So soccer or football. And yes, both names are correct. A lot of people are like, oh my God, you call it soccer. By the way, soccer was the original name of the sport. When the sport was invented, it was known as soccer. However, it was a sport only for the wealthy. And then when the common people started playing it, kind of like to stick it to the wealthy people and make the sport their own, they changed the name from soccer to football. So both names are correct. Soccer is the original term. So I don't want to hear about, oh, you call it soccer, that means you don't know nothing about football. It's like, no, you saying that means you know nothing about football or its history. But anyways, I'm digressing. The thing about soccer in the US, it's based on the same other sports like basketball and football, and where you kind of have the league starts with, I guess, like groups, kind of like the Champions League now, where you have groups, right? In the group, it's by regions of the country, right? So all the teams in the same region, they all play against each other. And then after they're all done playing against each other, you have certain number of teams that qualify from each region. Once those teams have qualified, then they start playing each other in a knockout stage. So kind of like the World Cup format, where you start group stages, or the old Champions League format, where you have group stages where everybody plays against each other, and then you have people who qualify to the next stage. Well, that's kind of the same thing. So the MLS, you have teams playing against each other by region, and then they qualify to the playoffs, which is the knockout stages. And then from there, it's a knockout until you have a champion. That's kind of how it works. I think it's a little bit stupid, but whatever. I don't watch the MLS, so I don't really care. Martin says, hi, Mo. I have been following you for a long time, and finally today I have the privilege to join you live stream. I always like the t-shirt on you, by the way. Where can I get one? Love from Australia. Good question, my friend. All my t-shirts, I've gotten them from Kit Bag. It's a football store or soccer store, since you're in Australia and you guys also call it soccer. It's just soccer stuff. It's owned by Fanatics. It's actually an English company in London, and then it was eventually bought out by Fanatics. But all they sell is soccer or football stuff. And the link in the description, if you click on it, it'll take you to the website, and you get discounts for using the link. So check it out on there. Not only do they have, Barcelona jerseys, but they also have things like this, like shirts and sweatshirts and jackets and hats and socks, all Barcelona stuff. You can filter by club. You can filter by league. They have stuff from all over, from all the leagues around the world. All right, before I forget the last bit of news, because I'm talking nonstop, let's do the last bit of news, and then we'll do more comments, I promise. But let's talk about Jorge Mendes, the super Asian who's been revealed had dinner with both John Laporta and with our sporting director, Deco. And of course, the rumors are now flying because, as you know, when Jorge Mendes meets with you, it's for a reason. He's a super Asian. He's pretty busy. He represents like half the players in the world. And he's not just going to meet with you because he misses your face and wants to have dinner and play footsies under the table. No, if Jorge Mendes meets with you, it's because it's business related. And since he met with both Laporta and Deco, that means there's something going on behind the scenes. Now, we don't know exactly what they talked about, but it's being rumored that most likely the biggest item on the table during this meeting was the contract renewal of Lamine Yamal, because Lamine Yamal signed the contract until 2026. Because he's still a minor, and when you're a minor, when you're under 18, you can only sign 3-year contracts, the max. That's it. You can't sign more. So Lamine Yamal's contract expires in 2026. Of course, Barcelona want to renew him. That's a no-brainer. And we know Lamine wants to stay at the club. So most likely that was the biggest ticket item on the table, was the contract renewal of Lamine. Now, Barcelona do have a verbal agreement with Lamine Yamal to extend his contract until 2030 as soon as he turns 18. Right now, they can't do it, right? Because he's a minor. Once he turns 18, Lamine has agreed with Barcelona verbally that he will sign a contract until 2030. But of course, in this verbal agreement happened a year ago. A year ago? Yeah, a year ago. And since that year, Lamine Yamal has skyrocketed, right? Last season was a breakthrough season for Lamine Yamal. This past summer, he won the Euros. Now he's killing it even more than before. So he's had a huge breakthrough. His market value has skyrocketed. He is now the highest valued Spanish player in the history of Spanish football. And as such, Jorge Mendes is looking to cash in. He's looking to get a bigger contract, higher salary. I'm sure he's going to want bonuses. You know how Jorge Mendes operates. So most likely the biggest discussion on that dinner was Lamine Yamal. Now, Jorge Mendes also represents other Barcelona players. He represents Ansu Fati. He represents Alejandro Balde, both on the first team. There's a chance they might have talked about Ansu Fati because right now his future is uncertain. Flick wants to keep him. But unless Ansu Fati gets a big breakthrough, most likely Barcelona are going to look to offload him next summer. And there's, of course, 2 kids in the academy. There's actually more, but the main ones are Guille Fernandez and Pedro, both represented by Jorge Mendes. And then there's, of course, the big ticket item of goalkeeper. You know, Barcelona are in the market for a young, well-established goalkeeper who can replace Ter Stegen once he's ready to hang his gloves. And, of course, Jorge Mendes, again, he represents hundreds of players. He has a portfolio of goalkeepers that he probably brought to Barcelona, with the one that Barcelona are most interested in is being, of course, Diogo Costa. Now, that's the news. There was a meeting. They discussed several players. We don't know the exact details. Most likely it was Lamine Yamal's renewal, with other topics probably being talked about, like goalkeeper and maybe Ansu Fati. I'm sure we'll find out more in the upcoming days. And if we do, I'll be here to tell you all about it. All right, let's do more comments. Let's see. Duduzi says, Mo, are you from Barcelona? How come you talk so fluent English? I'm not from Barcelona. I live in the US. I live in New York. That is why I speak English. All right, let's see. Andrew says, good day, Mo. I'm watching from Monrovia, Liberia. FCB will definitely defeat Real Madrid by 3+ tomorrow, and a goal will come from incoming Messi Yamal. Amen, my friend. I hope so, too. Like I said, I think it's going to be a 1-5. Maybe I'm being too generous, but as long as we win and we do so convincingly, I'm happy, even if it's like a 1-0 or 0-1, I should say, or a 1-2. All right, let's see. Uche God says, why would the fans behave in such a condescending manner? It's so shameful and unacceptable. I agree 100%, and especially against Bayern. Like, I would understand if it was Madrid, which, again, I wouldn't condone that at all, for fans to throw rocks at Real Madrid's bus. But that makes a little more sense because the rivalry has existed for over 100 years. It's not just a football rivalry. It's also very political. It has to do, you know, with the whole Catalan independence movement versus Madrid and their centralized power. There's also, so there's a lot of, you know, deep-rooted feelings there as far as the independence movement. There's also the Franco era, the dictator Franco, whose team was Real Madrid, and we know Franco committed horrendous acts against Catalans, massacring them, killing them, etc. So that would make a little more sense because there's, you know, that Barcelona-Madrid rivalry extends beyond the sport. It's political, historical, it's racial, ethnic, etc. That would make more sense, which, again, I would not condone it still. But against Bayern, what do you have against Bayern? Yeah, they beat us a bunch of times. But so what? We've also beat them a bunch of times. It's the sport. That's what happens. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. But anyways, I guess you can't reason with savages, so there's not more I can say. Not the Gamer says, hey, Mo, there's a lot of bids for Ricky Puig from La Liga teams. Do we have any sell-on clause, or do we own his rights or something so we get some of the 20, 25 mil? We do own part of his rights. So if he does get transfer, Barcelona would make some money because if I'm not mistaken, I think he was transferred for free with Barcelona retaining some rights. I cannot remember how much. It might be 50%. I could be wrong, but let me look at my notes. Let's see. I'm pretty sure Barcelona still own part of his rights. 50%. Yep. Barcelona still own 50% of rights of Ricky Puig. So, yeah, if he does get transferred back to La Liga, Barcelona will make half of that. Barcelona have over, I think, 18 or 19 players where they still own percentage of rights. I think ever since Barcelona started doing that, it's been working out great, where Barcelona sell these players and they keep rights in them, and then the players' value increases, and then they get sold, and then they earn a part of that. I think it's a great idea to do that, especially when they're young, where you know their value is going to go up, right? Mad Gamer says, Madrid fans are mostly Gloria Hunter kids. They will stop supporting once Real Madrid downfall. Yeah, I think so. I mean, hell, they lost half of their fans when Ronaldo left, and they all became Juventus fans, and then they became Man U fans, and now they are Al Nassr fans. I mean, you're right about that. Let's see. Alex says, Saludos, Mr. Mo. Tomorrow I'll be watching a game at the tailgate in Miami. Canes versus FSU. Not the Canes chicken. Oh, I was going to say that. I actually love Canes chicken. At the Hard Rock, big Barca flag and grilling some picanha and Spanish sausage. I love it. I love it. Take a picture and send it to the Instagram account. I'll definitely love to post it, to share it on the Barca News Instagram account. But I do love Canes chicken, by the way. I'm originally from Vegas, from the West Coast, where Canes are everywhere. They finally just opened the Canes here in New York. I was very excited. I tried to go and get me a meal, and there was a 2-hour line. And I was like, okay, Canes chicken is good, but it's not that good to stand in line for 2 hours. Matt Gamer says, to be honest, the highlight could be risky with Valverde, Vini, and Mbappe running behind, but I hope we isolate it. I don't think it will be. And you know why? Because the Bayern Munich match was proof of that. The same thing they said about the Bayern match. The highlight is going to be risky. They have Müller. They have Davis. They have Gnabry. They have Coman. They have all these heavy artillery. Guess what? They didn't do anything. Well, they scored a goal. Not the Gamer says, imagine a backline of Araujo, Kunde, Cuarci, and Valle versus Turtle King, Crybaby Man. And honestly, I think Cuarci alone could pocket Turtle Man. I don't know. I don't think we even need what's called Araujo. Just look at what Cuarci did to Bayern. I mean, Harry Kane just disappeared thanks to Cuarci. And Curtis, my man Curtis, always in the chat, says, just remember Stuttgart beat Dortmund 5-0 a couple weeks before Madrid match. Exactly. Like I said, Madrid's win over Dortmund is not whatsoever impressive to me. Dortmund right now, I think they're 7th in the Bundesliga. It's a team in shambles, so I'm not impressed. Madrid media try to compare like, oh, yeah, Barcelona and Madrid both beat German giants. I'm like, German giants? Is Dortmund a German giant? Because if it is, I don't think Madrid media knows what a giant is, but someone should forward them the definition. Not the Gamer says, hey Mo, would you like to see Jean Duran at Barca? His value just rose to almost 100 mil, which is crazy for the backup striker for Villa. He has scored for 6 to 8 seasons so far. Well, because of his value, I would say no. I am not in favor of bringing any players whose value is north of 50 mil. I don't think we need to be making that. First, we shouldn't be making that kind of spending because Barcelona's financial situation. Second of all, we don't need to be making that kind of spending. All right, let's see. Nathan says, Mo, it's football because you use your feet to kick the ball. Sure. But again, the original name of the sport was soccer. So can't help it if that's what it's called. Kessler says, I can't wait for this game tomorrow because I know the blue and red will be joyful tomorrow with a 3-1. 1-3, guys. Remember, Barcelona play visitors tomorrow. For the fans, Barca watching from Grenada. Wait, Grenada the country or Grenada in Spain? Well, I guess that one's spelled Granada, not Grenada. So I guess I answered my own question. Okay, let's see. Engel says, hi Mo, I want to say we have 200 plus watching live. Well, wait, don't we all just right now punch the like and subscribe button and this family can continue to grow. Visca Barca. Thank you, my friend, for saying that. Yes, hit that like button. It takes a second. All you have to do is just look. Click. And that's it. It's free, and it's the best way you can support this channel because it promotes YouTube or promotes this channel to people who've never seen it. Adhiel says, Mo, is Real Madrid a god team who can't lose or draw? Remember, Real Madrid TV accused the ref after their 4-0 thrash at the City, then added the ref is related to Nereida and Barca. Unfortunately, I think Madrid fans are scared. They're scared, they're worried, and if you are worried that you can't win on the field, then you resort to trying to win outside the field. That's always been Madrid, and I'm not surprised. And this name, which I cannot read, says Dortmund's manager is a total clown with zero experience. Agree 100%. And then last comment and goal says, Koulé, let's like and subscribe and let the channel grow. Yes, please do that. Hit the like, hit the subscribe button, drop a comment. All of that helps the channel grow. And with that, we'll end the live stream. But don't worry because there are videos coming after this. I will be uploading more videos because there's more news and there's going to be more coverage about a Clasico match. So stay tuned to the channel. Anyways, with that, I leave you. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment. I will see you in the next video. And as always, peace out.